Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I do every single Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And during this show, what I endeavor to do is to provide you with a little bit of entertainment and some news. We talk about some current events, and we always have a fantastic time. As part of this show, I'm going to give you a preview of the content that is going to be coming out from my channel this week. And I will tell you that there is a lot that is going on. A lot of awesome content that I think is going to be coming out this week. We're making some modifications and some changes. And then as part of this show, I also will be giving away a cool slab from our friends over at Go Collect. This week, it is this book right here, Walking Dead issue number 3. Really awesome book from Image that one lucky subscriber will be getting mailed out to them this week. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And then I'll also be showing you the new book that is going to be given away. So definitely stay tuned for all of that stuff a little bit later in the show. Several things that I want to talk about over the course of this live stream, and I think we're going to be able to get it all in. We're going to be able to make some magic happen here. But before I get going, I want to say hello to some comic book swoldiers that have joined me here in the room for this Ready, Set, Go preview show. I see Butt is in here. Wes, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. The OG Blue Wrench, Tina, is in the house. My man Matt Woods, another Blue Wrench, is here. Randy Resnake, pretty fly for a Filipino guy. That comic swoldier reporter, pretty fly. It's good to see you, brother. I definitely appreciate you. Blogger extraordinaire, my man Doug. It is good to see you. My friend Chuck is in here. L. Smith, Catherine, how you doing, Catherine? It's good to see you. Mike Smith, all right. So I want to definitely thank everybody for taking time out to hang out with me just a little bit. I just realized that people might not have gotten that joke. His name is Mike Jones. Who? Never mind. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the agenda that I have. The very first thing that I want to mention to you guys is I am coming out with a new show. New show is going to be starting this Wednesday. So this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to have a new live show. And I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, hinting at it, insinuating that it was going to happen. It is finally going to go down this Wednesday. The show is called Comics Today. That's what it's called. And it's a little bit of a play on the fact that it's on New Comic Book Day. So we may be literally talking about the comics that have come out today, that being New Comic Book Day. And then it's also a little bit of I guess it's a tribute, if you will, to the fact that we're going to be talking about comics as in the present day, right? As a topic. That is one of the things. And the show is going to be a little bit like this show, to be honest with you. Like, I like talking about news and current events, and a lot of times my live streams during the course of the week are really just updates on what has come out, and where I don't want to wait until the Sunday show. So we're definitely going to be doing some news and some things that are relevant during that Wednesday show. But we're also going to have a couple of curveballs, and the show, I have an idea for it, but I have a feeling that it's going to kind of evolve over time, much like this show has evolved over time. We're going to start out with a basic idea and structure, and then kind of evolve it from there. As people tune in and provide feedback, we're going to continue to evolve it. But that's one of the big things is Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Comics Today is the new show, so definitely stay tuned. I will be later tonight making live the reminder, so you guys will be able to set those reminders. So stay tuned for that, because I'll release that and make that public here in just a moment. And my hope is that people will actually turn out for that show. Let me head back over real quick. Scroll down through the comments here to see whether I missed anything. Any comments going on around that? Does not look like. Okay, cool. So that was the first thing, was the new show that's coming up on Wednesday. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was I wanted to revisit a topic that I touched on earlier. I want to say this week. I want to say it was earlier this week with regard to some things that DC is doing with distribution. And I want to revisit this one because I think that the story has evolved just a little bit. And I don't know whether it's going to continue to evolve, right? The issue that I have with what I'm looking at right now is that the reports come from a source that I am not a huge fan of. As you guys know, there's a lot of ways that news gets out there, and as somebody who studied to be a journalist, I have preferences for where I choose to pull news from, and I make adjustments based upon my belief that the news source is credible. And so this one I struggle with just a little bit, but the things that they talked about, I think, warrant at least mentioning. And my hope is that other news outlets will confirm this and or we'll get some additional insight that will provide us some additional context. So definitely stay tuned for that. But earlier this week, we basically talked about the fact that DC Comics were no longer going to be distributed via UCS. And that 100% of DC's distribution of comics in North America was going to basically be through Lunar. And during the previous live stream that I did, I basically speculated that this was an experiment on the part of DC, that it was basically a 6-month thing, and that they basically were like throwing the ball up to see who could catch the ball. Whoever caught the ball and performed well, they would be awarded the contract. That was my speculation based upon the information that I had at the time. Again, the story seems to be evolving, but it comes from just one news source. And so I'm a little hesitant, but basically what this news outlet is saying, and this news came out 2 days ago. I think it's 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. They're basically saying that the decision for UCS to no longer distribute DC Comics was not DC's. They're basically saying that UCS made the decision that they were going to end their relationship with DC. Does not necessarily say why. The article speculates as to why, but it was more like, this is what we believe based upon what we know right now. We'll get back to you and provide more updates. No other updates have been forthcoming. But the article puts forth the notion that UCS ended its relationship, that DC did not do it. And so that kind of requires me to think back to the comments that I made before, which is why I'm trying to update this, because if this is true, some of the things that I said before aren't quite accurate. Again, making commentary about partial information, right? Which I think people kind of get that. So the article is basically saying that it was UCS's decision rather than that of DC Comics. And the article highlights that they're trying to bring more reasons to that over the course of the weekend, but nothing has been forthcoming. The article highlights here that Lunar has, as a result of what has happened, is in the process of leasing new warehouse space and hiring new staff. Like they are ramping up in order to support more local comic shops across the country now that they have 100% of the business instead of roughly 50% of the business, right? For those that don't know, basically DC basically stood up these two distributors, divided North America in half, giving part to UCS, part to Lunar. UCS has now walked away from the business, giving Lunar 100% of the business, and they are now ramping up, staffing up in order to accommodate the additional. During my previous live streams, I talked about the fact that local comic shops and or people ordering DC Comics through Lunar would have to meet certain criteria. At the time, it was only believed that it was a dollar amount, and the dollars amount were $125 worth of comics per week or 500 per month. And again, that does not seem like a tremendous amount of money in my mind for a local comic shop. I mean, that's not a whole lot of books, right? But 125 per week or 500 per month. The article goes on to highlight here, for those that don't meet those minimum requirements, their account would basically be, or their order would basically be held until they met those requirements, and then the books would be released. That's what the previous report was. Now, what we are hearing here is that those that don't make the $500 a month minimum over the course of 3 months will have their accounts suspended. And again, I really don't think that this is that big of a deal for a local comic shop, right? If you have like a game store or you have some other kind of store and do a little comics on the side, I could see this being a problem. But for a local comic shop, I really don't think that that's all that bad. The article goes on to highlight that Lunar is putting in place some other restrictions in addition to the dollar amounts. And the article speculates that these restrictions might not be Lunar's. They may be more of DC's restrictions. But again, we don't fully know. But the other 3 criteria that shops must meet, they must meet at least one of the 3. The 3 are a brick and mortar store, a dedicated direct-to-consumer website with a functioning shopping cart. So they must be e-commerce enabled. And then the third is an online platform selling directly to consumers in a format other than auctions. And so basically you have to have a brick and mortar store, dedicated website with e-commerce, or you have to have a way to sell online that does not involve auctions. And to some degree or another, what this essentially cuts out, any of those retailers that may be primarily on eBay, selling their items, or maybe Amazon Marketplace selling their items. Basically virtual stores, if you will, are potentially going to be hampered by these 3 restrictions, because they have to have, it says dedicated, which I think the article, and I am assuming, means your own. You have to have your own e-commerce enabled website. You cannot use the marketplace or eBay, because those would be auctions to some degree or another. So it is to be seen how this gets implemented and who it all impacts. But again, this is a continuation of this story. The article actually kind of points to the fact that this may be a move by DC to actually support local comic shops. They're basically saying by getting rid of the eBay and virtual sellers, this is actually helping local comic shops who essentially are competing with these people right now. So it's going to be interesting again to see how the market responds to this news, to see who it impacts. And to see whether there's some additional reporting that actually comes out of this. But I thought that it was at least worthy to mention some of this stuff to you again, because I started talking about it. Well, I technically started talking about it like 6 months ago, but that's a continuation of it. So there you go. All right. So let me scroll down and see if there's any comments here regarding some of this stuff. Scrolling through some of the comments here, seeing, yeah, Vanessa's talking about, I think you're talking about the one I'm talking about here. But there's a question here talking about, do you think opening a comic book store is a good idea? And it looks like folks are kind of debating and discussing that one right now. I wonder if DC is making the decision, or if AT&T is jumping all over the place. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I speculated to before, Chris Bigger, that potentially these decisions were not necessarily being made by DC proper versus decisions that they are being pushed to make by AT&T, because based upon my earlier reporting, AT&T is in the hole a lot of money because of the various acquisitions that they've undertaken. They are in the hole like big time. And if I remember, it was some crazy number. I don't know if it was in the billions or if it was still in the millions, but it was not a small number. And so I think it's one of those things that if they have a penny, they're trying to squeeze it to see what more they can actually get out of it. And so potentially this is it. Potentially it is part of a larger plan for DC. Like, I don't know if we're ever really going to know who's making the decision. And that's been one of my big struggles with DC, is the lack of transparency, the lack of them saying what it is that they're doing and the why behind it. It's just, I'm a big fan of transparency, right? So that's been one of the harder things to ascertain as to who is actually making some of the decisions. And like I said, I don't think that we'll ever know some of that stuff. So scrolling down to the bottom, I think I saw a comment here from Doug. What is this? There is a low budget but well done documentary, Owning an LCS on Prime. That's there you go. I think that was to somebody's comment earlier asking one of the questions around that thing. Let me see, scrolling through some of the comments here. Okay, cool. I think I'm all caught up on those. Scrolling through. Sully Two Kings. I knew somebody was going to ask me the source of the news. All right, so this one is actually this is Bleeding Cool. Bleeding Cool is who broke the news about UCS. And I didn't talk about it until several other news sources actually picked it up and started to run with the story, because I believed it at that point. But Bleeding Cool is the only one that is reporting on this update so far. So that's who the source is. Nothing against those guys. I'm just not a huge fan of that website. But yeah, that's where the source is. And so there is another show that is coming up. Or is it two shows? I think we will have to wait and see. Scrolling down through the comments here, seeing what else. Okay, cool. So there you go. That was the second update. One other thing that I wanted to talk about here is this right here. I don't know. I think it was Chuck. That mentioned this in a couple of live streams around a show that he was watching that I had recently seen, and like as I flashed past it on Amazon Prime trying to watch The Boys, I saw it a couple of times, and Joe spoke very highly of this show. So I decided that I wanted to jump in, and 8 episodes later. I think it's like 8 hours. I blame Joe for this one. I spent a lot of time watching this show right here, Utopia. I don't know if you guys have seen this show. Let me make sure you can actually see that on screen. Yeah. So Utopia is the show, and it's a conspiracy theory thriller that follows a group of young fans who come together when they discover the conspiracy in a comic is actually real. And the comic is Utopia, and it really is a fantastic show. It is one of those quirky shows where you're not quite sure what is actually happening, and you just are along for the ride. Like, I honestly cannot predict anything that's going to happen in the show, because it's just one of those ones that is just, it's unpredictable. It really is unpredictable. Just when you think you have it, like, you know who the cast is going to be moving forward, the person dies, or they get shot, or something else crazy happens to them. And you're like, so who is this show really about? Because it continues to evolve. But I just finished up all 8 episodes earlier today. Utopia on Amazon. If you guys haven't seen this, it is honestly worth the read. It is not a bad show. I'm not the read, a viewing. So check it out if you get a chance. Utopia on Amazon Prime. Shout out to my man Joe for recommending it, and for sucking up 8 hours or so of my time watching this show. So let me scroll down through the comments here. Let me see. Scrolling through the comments here. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. Here. All right, good stuff. Let me see. All right, cool. So those were the couple of the big things right there. Is the new show, Comics Now, that is starting on Wednesday at 7 p.m. This coming week. Lunar and the update around DC Comics, and then also the show Utopia, which is only 8 episodes long. It felt a lot longer, honestly, than like The Boys. So I need to go back to see the length of each one of those episodes, because it actually felt a lot longer than The Boys did. At least season 1 felt that way. Wait a minute. Burke family's recommending Power Rangers? That seems very strange to me. It's very strange. Sandoval, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. That reminds me, is anyone here for the first time? Anyone here for the first time? Put your hands up so we can make sure that that we can recognize you as a first-time live stream viewer. So make sure you throw that up there. Almighty Liger King says check out that show. What is that on? There's so many shows out, and what is that on? Hellstrom. Let me write that down because I will forget later on. So let me know what platform that is on, so I can check that one out. Chris Bigger shouting out Cobra Kai. Everybody seems to be watching Cobra Kai, and I have not watched that one. I have not checked that one out at all. There we go. Oh, I just got rid of that. Oh, so I won't be able to watch that. Hellstrom, I dropped Hulu. We've had Hulu for years and years, and we literally watch nothing on there. And so we decided to just go ahead and get rid of Hulu, because you can't have, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Apple TV, and then I was playing around with CBS's streaming service so I could watch Discovery. So I watched that for a while. I watched Epic I did the 7-day trial on that just to try to see what was on there. And Cobra Kai, there you go. A lot of people are saying that. I watched Swamp Thing. I watched, I think I watched the whole first season, and maybe in the second season, if memory serves. It's actually a pretty good show. I was watching that one several months ago. That's definitely a good one. I highly recommend that one. So, that's a long way to go, man, to watch a TV show, bro. There you go. That's the well said. I like comment. That comment got away from me. There you go. So many streaming services out there, man. And $7 here, $8 there. It all kind of gets away from you if you don't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So Utopia was the one, along with a bunch of other recommendations from folks. So one other thing that I wanted to kind of throw up here for you guys to check out, because I thought that this was kind of cool, right? And this is one of those things, like, honestly, like the Lunar Diamond UCS stuff that we've been talking about kind of off and on for a couple of months. So I wanted to share this one with you, honestly, because it's a little bit of continuation of some stuff that we spoke about before. And what I'm specifically talking about is aliens. And we talked about how I think it was Marvel acquired the rights to Aliens and Predators from Dark Horse. And this was a couple of months ago. And now we are starting to see, to some degree or another, the first inkling of how Marvel is going to play around with at least aliens, right? To play around with, now that they have this new intellectual property in their possession. And what they're going to be doing is invading Marvel variant covers in a bizarre yet awesome crossover. So I don't really have a full story, right? This thing came out three days ago, and it's not even a full story, right? So I don't even know if these are true like crossover events. But what I have seen are some fantastic variant covers that are coming out, and there's a lot of them. There are a lot of them, but they're coming out with these variant covers. Make sure you guys can see that, featuring the aliens and various characters in the Marvel universe. And some of these are better than others, but this first one right here is Black Widow. You can see Black Panther against the aliens here on Avengers. Iron Man, it's an okay cover. This one is probably one of my favorite. Venom and the aliens on the cover. I don't even know what issue it is. It does not matter. I will be getting this one because that is an awesome cover. And then there's a couple more. There's Miles Morales right there. Amazing Spider-Man. Cap squaring off against the aliens. Immortal Hulk right there. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's just it looks like the queen right there. Black Cat playing around with some eggs. Captain Marvel with the cat. An homage to Fantastic Four issue #1 right here. Iron Fist, that's just not a great cover. Shang-Chi right here. This is Thor. That's actually a pretty cool cover. Here's another one of my favorite. This is Wolverine. No clue again what issues these are. Just looking at the artwork, they may be listed up above. Here is X-Men right there. Here is the King in Black. I thought this was actually okay. Could have been rendered a little bit better, but that's essentially the rundown of these variant covers. And you can see here the very long list of them. And I want to say that they've revealed 18 of them so far. But there is a long list of these things that are going to be coming out. And again, we will see what the future holds for aliens and predators in the Marvel universe. But we are getting our first glimpse as to how they're going to be handling this stuff with at least these covers that they're going to be doing. So let me bounce back to the chat. I see that Comics with Bueller was in here. Not sure if he's still hanging around. Comics with Bueller, it is definitely good to see you, my friend. That would be dope right there. The Brood versus aliens, that would be dope. The problem is that we had the Brood in some of those early issues of X-Men, but we haven't seen them since the King Egg thing that came out. We haven't seen them since, but that would be a pretty awesome face-off right there. The Brood versus the aliens, that would be cool. So scrolling through, Sully Two Kings, you're probably right about that, brother. You were probably right about that. I think that they're testing the waters right now with the aliens, and we will probably be seeing some Predator stuff here come the first of the year. That's my guess. Those covers are cool. I need them all. Aliens was good at Dark Horse. A lot of people have said that. A lot of people are very were saddened to see aliens leave Dark Horse, because I think people felt that they were doing pretty good over there. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out with Marvel, because only time will tell whether they're going to do some magical stuff with that. So, but yeah, those are a lot of covers, brother. A lot of covers right there. That would be interesting. Aliens versus Phalanx. That would be no contest. We already know how that's going to go down. The Gibbon always comes down. There you go. Who is that? There was a comment that got away from me. There you go. Flash fan. My man. There you go. X-23. That would be cool. X-23 would be cool. The same way that Wolverine and Aliens was pretty cool. Those two fantastic killing machines right on the cover. You know what I'm saying? So I think an X-23 and a Predator, that would be a pretty cool cover as well. So I think you're right. We're probably going to see those very, very soon. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Collector Cave has the whole set for pre-order, $57, 20 covers. There you go. Hey, William, throw the is it collectorcave.com? Is that the URL? If that's not it, throw it up there in the comments for me so that people can actually see that if they decide to pick those up. But that definitely makes people's lives a little bit simpler if they can get the whole set of those things. So scrolling down through some of the comments here. Aliens versus the Herald of Galactus, known as Aunt May. That would be dope. How many of those? Not many. Adam is asking the question of how many of the Alex Ross Timeless variants. I want to say maybe 5. I want to maybe picked up 5. Not a whole lot of them. I picked up the black and white sketches, and I released that video probably 2 weeks ago. The black and white sketches for Iron Man, Storm, and the Incredible Hulk were the ones that I picked up, but I honestly have not picked up many of them at all. So that is indeed a steal. Scrolling down through some of the comments. Yeah, brother. Hey, William, I appreciate you asking. That actually means a lot that people would hesitate to do that. But yes, if you want to throw it up in there, it is all good. I definitely appreciate that. I would like to focus on this comment, but I need you to take one of those G's out of there. Take one of those G's out of there. But yes, I agree. The Venom and Alien, That is by far one of my favorite covers. That's like part of the reason why I wanted to share it, because I like that cover. It is really cool. It is really cool. Hopefully they do a version of that as well, because I definitely snatched that one up. Scrolling down through the comments here, Mr. DC says, of the Alex Ross, I'm guessing, says I only snagged one, the Silver Surfer. And, oh man, that's brutal. That's brutal right there. Sully Two Kings, I need Daredevil and Spider-Woman. That Spider-Woman was cool. I saw that on the shelf. It's actually really cool. That's a cool one. Scrolling down, Flash Fan says he got the Daredevil. In fact, that my name was actually the Go Collect giveaway for this week, because I'm trying to focus on the spelling of my name. I'm trying to work on it. But joking. There you go. Doug's on it. Doug is on it. That is awesome. Yeah, there is a method to my madness, right? And Doug knows what I mean. What is this? The one per store. Ross Timeless with the Shang-Chi Center is my favorite, says Bello. There were a couple of those out there. DB in the house. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you. My hope, my friend, is that you have had a very good week. Alien versus Kraven. I like to see the Predator. I'd like to see Predator versus Kraven. I think that because both of them are like ultimate hunters. You know what I'm saying? Like the aliens are just savage killing machines, right? Just indiscriminate killing, like a Wolverine or an X-23. I get on board with that. But like a true hunter, Kraven the Hunter versus Predator, that is dope. That is dope. That would be a cool one to actually see. Scrolling through, it's at 27. That's a lot of books. Scrolling through. What is this? Juggernaut. Well done. Scrolling through, what is this? The next round of Regie Collect shirts should just say 1G. People refer to me as 1G, which I think is hilarious. I really do think that it's hilarious. Let me see. What is this? Chris says he's waiting for his last 8 Alex Ross books to come. That's what's up. You know what? I was thinking about this earlier today. There was somebody, if you guys haven't joined us on Discord, I definitely want to encourage you guys to check it out. I am in there a couple of times over the course of the day, every day. And the robust conversation that actually takes place on Discord, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good when I come in there and it's like 50 comments plus since the last time you were here. People are having a lot of fun. But there was someone on there, and I can't remember who it was. So you have my apology on that. But they were in the process of hunting down all the Alex Ross covers. And I think that it was Matt Woods that made the comment around how this person is getting ahead of the game, right? Because if you think about it, if you fast forward like 10 years, right? People are going to have the Alex Ross timeless covers variants as like a goal. They're like, I got to collect them all. Right? Like the 25th anniversary Marvel covers with the borders on there, or any other, cool run, if you will, people are going to want to collect them. And I applaud all of those people that are like, you know what, I'm just going to get them. I think it's really cool. And there's actually a blog post that I reviewed, and I'll be talking about it on this coming Wednesday on the Go Collect Speculation video. And in there, the blogger talks a little bit about how, there are so many different ways to challenge oneself with this hobby, so many different ways to have fun with this hobby. And doing something like collecting all of those covers is one of those really fun challenges that you can give yourself to make the hobby remain fun. Like I have challenged myself with all kinds of things, like picking up all of the books in which the black costume appeared before of ASM 252 and Secret Wars issue number 8 and all that kind of stuff, right? Those are the kind of challenges that we can give to ourselves because they're fun, you know? So I applaud all those people that are hunting down those Alex Ross covers. You guys will be the envy of many in about 10 years. And I mean, I'm saying that honestly, not sarcastically. I'm saying that because it's going to be true. You're going to be like, yeah, I got all these, I got them all. And then people are like, I'm so envious of you, you know? So shout out to all those folks that are in the process of hunting that down right now. So scrolling up through the comments because I lost a couple here. There we go. That's a good one. Scrolling through, Craven will have fun with Predator. That would be epic if it was 1987 movie and not have Craven. Ooh, that'd be ooh. What is this? I could dream of Alien and Predator crossovers all day. Well done. I was waiting for this, bro. I started laughing when I heard it. It was the moderator. The moderator of the last debate did such a fantastic job. And I don't want to make this about politics, but I have to take my hats off to her because she did such a fantastic job, like orchestrating that thing. It was really well done. And at the end, she was like something like, gentlemen, I want to thank you for a robust debate or something like that. And I just busted out laughing because I was like, I wonder if anybody is watching this thinking about me because of robust. But that was really well done. It was really well done. So scrolling down through the comments here, I am definitely far behind on the comments here. So Homegrown says, I'm finishing up my pre-image McFarlane run. Well done. Get after, brother. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. The McFarlane stuff is definitely a fun one. What is this? When they say robust on the debate, I took a drink. Well done. You guys are awesome. My goal is to get 2 Alex Ross to sign. Ooh. 1, that's an ambitious goal. 2, that's going to cost you some money because an Alex Ross signature is not exactly cheap, but these are the things that make collecting comics so cool. Everybody has a different goal and objective, and it's just really, really fun. So get after it, brother. Good luck. Good. There you go. Chris, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. He says, it's those challenges and goals that I love about this hobby. I'm going to tell you, I have one written on this board. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but it is written on my board. And I'm going to get after it. And it is just a challenge for myself, you know, that because it keeps. Oh, I did see this one. Sully Two Kings. I did see that one. You had that one on Instagram. You had, what was it? All 17? Can't remember the exact number, but it was all of the Killing Joke covers. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I didn't know that there were that many covers. I'm going to just be completely honest. I think I stopped counting after like the 5th print of Killing Joke, but shout out to you, man. Again, these are fun little things that we can do to challenge ourselves and just enjoy this hobby, because people will say, well, I'm going to leave the hobby because comics are too expensive. I can't buy the books that I want. Well, you know, maybe, but there's still ways that you can be in this hobby without spending obscene amounts of money. You can still enjoy the hobby by giving yourself these little challenges that, you know, whether it's, I want to find this book in the wild versus buying it online, or I want to complete this run of this, or I want to get all of these. Not that they matter to anybody else other than you. It's just a way to just have some fun. So shout out to everybody that is working on their goals, man. Just get a lot of bubble wrap. Mission accomplished. You get a lot of bubble wrap and you just wrap everything in bubble wrap and then you're done, brother. That is the secret. My secret is put everything in bubble wrap. Let me see. I'm scrolling out through the comments here. All right, cool. Whoa, a good thing I got my Gung Ho variant 7. Oh, there you go. You guys are awesome. All right, so let me make sure. All right. So I'm checking my list here real quick. One of the other things is on the community tab, earlier today, I put up a post. I'm going to be doing, I haven't done a Q&A video in a very long time. And I think it was earlier this week, I put up a post and it was like, hey, I'm open to ideas for videos. And somebody was like, you should do a Q&A. And I was like, well, do you think I do enough Q&A as it is? And the person was like, yes, but you could do more. And so, I do want to do another Q&A video because it's been months since I've done one. So I have a post up on the community tab where I'm soliciting questions for me to respond to. And I think right now there are 3 up there. And honestly, the 3 that are there are awesome. They are awesome questions that people have that I'm going to have fun responding to. And I'm actually going to probably cut loose just a little bit in this recording and have a little fun with it, with the hope that nobody gets offended because I'm having a little fun. But if you have questions, if you have substantive questions, you may want to visit the community tab and put them up there. And then you may actually have your question responded to in a future video. So there you go. I wanted to make sure that I put that out there for you guys. All right. So we are working our way through this agenda, working our way through where I'll be giving away this awesome book right here, Walking Dead issue number 3. So stay tuned for that, as well as the next book that is going to be given away. So I want to give you guys a quick rundown of some of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. And there's a healthy amount of stuff, and I may actually change something up. I may change something. There's a video that I want to record tonight that I may end up releasing early this week. So most of these videos are like hauls, if you will. So they're like hauls and digging videos for the most part. So I'm going to reveal what I'm calling a savage key in an upcoming video. I'm actually going to show you guys a new piece of artwork that I've picked up. I think you guys know that I've been picking up here and there some original art. So I'm actually going to show you a new piece that I've picked up. I'm going to reveal some comic book secrets this week, and then just a regular run-of-the-mill comic book haul. So those are the 4 videos that are going to be coming out. I'm releasing basically a bonus video because I have a backlog of like haul stuff. So I want to get some of this stuff out of here. Remember, on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I am going to be doing the new live show, Comics Today. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to come out for that. I will be putting up the save the date, if you will. As soon as this show wraps up, I'll make that available so you guys can mark your calendars. 7 p.m. Pacific time, this coming Wednesday, new show, Comics Today. In addition to all of the stuff that I just mentioned, I'm going to be releasing a podcast on Patreon at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then I'm also releasing a blog post from my man Doug on Wednesday at 10 a.m. So a blog post and a podcast are all being released this week, in addition to 4 videos and 1 additional live stream. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. Let me scroll down through the comments here and see if I missed anything. And it looks like I am all caught up. I did. Milt's like, did anyone read Gung Ho 1 through 6 before I release my variant? I think a lot of people actually have. I was reading it and was actually talking about it, honestly, because I liked Gung Ho, which is why I did the variant with them. But I was reading it and enjoying it already. I will tell you, they're coming out with a new title. It's a continuation of Gung Ho. I think it's called Sexy Beast. I think Sexy Beast comes out in January or February of 2021. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I do not think that I'm actually doing a variant for that. So in case people were wondering about that, I do not think that I'm actually doing one. But again, it's a good one. I assume video and chat. Yes, Ed, there will be a video and a chat on Wednesday. All videos Monday through Thursday are released at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'm still going to go live on Wednesday for the new show at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So you guys get some extra Regie this week. I would guess it's pretty expensive to get a Regie variant on ASM. It is. The minimum order for a Marvel Comics is 3,000 copies. 3,000 copies. We did really well with the variant for Gung Ho. The requirement there was only 500 copies, which is part of the reason why I decided to go with them. But it also, from a theme standpoint, what they were doing with Gung Ho fit very, very nicely with what I was doing. So with Marvel, with the Amazing Spider-Man, it makes sense for me to do it with ASM because I'm an ASM Spider-Man guy. The challenge is 3,000 copies is a lot, and Amazing Spider-Man's not very good. That just, being completely honest. So the fact that it doesn't work from a theme standpoint, the way that Gung Ho did, and the fact that the title isn't all that good, and then the price, those are the things that kind of held me back. But you never know. If they make some changes, you never know. You never know. When Regie sells 10 man, all I need is a lot of people like Super Honorable Nephew. Super Honorable Nephew bought 12 copies of Gung Ho #7 from me. So there you go. 3K is a lot. That is a lot of books. And so again, that's part of what it is that prevents me from doing it. But you never know. At some point, maybe I will pull that trigger. I had actually been having conversations with a local comic shop to do a deal with them to go in and do it together. And I may do it at some point. But the other thing is I do like to do things myself. So you never know. You never know how it's all going to play out. All right. Let me see. There was a comment here. Hey, there we go. This is a challenge for real. Our small shop, we went with the independent with Red Sonja because they give us as a shop something that you could afford. There you go. And as a small YouTuber with around 10,000 people, it made more sense for me, Amy, like you guys, to go with something that actually made sense. And I think, again, there's several things at play by working with an independent. You're helping them, they're helping you. If you enjoy the title, that's definitely a win. And, I enjoy working with Ablaze. I think that they're doing some really, really good stuff. I dig the indies, and I've been getting more into them over the last year or so. So that's also, again, why it actually makes sense. So yeah, that's the other part of it. Because again, can you sell a damaged comic? You could, but that's probably not the best thing to do. But you still have to pay for the ones, even though they are damaged. And so when you think about it, the cost of getting the copies, the cost of getting the artist to do the art, as well as if you want to buy the original art, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I spent a lot of time talking with the owner of IG Comic Store. If you guys know, he was putting out some fantastic variants. He put me up on a lot of game to understand how it all works. And I stand by the decisions that I made, and I think it worked out really well for everybody involved. So you never know. You never know where the future will lead us. So scrolling through. A lot of people have suggested that to me, to do something like that. And again, it's one of those things I just kind of sort of like to do my own thing, But if I could do like a Todd McFarlane, man, he raised some crazy money for some of his stuff. Man, if they did that, that would breathe new life into that title, and I would be all over it. If they decided to do that, I would be all over it like nobody's business. Donnie is fantastic. So, all right, so let's go ahead. Let's give away this book, and then we can revisit. What we were just doing there, which is just kind of chatting and having a good time. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and we're gonna then roll some dice. So these are all of the individuals that were able to successfully spell my name correctly. So the phrase for this week was Regie Collects. And only those people that were able to spell my name correctly, Regie, were put onto this list. And I want to say there's over 200 people that were able to do it. But these are all the folks that are basically in the running for this week's giveaway. And again, if you don't quite know how to enter the Go Collect giveaway that I do every single week, I definitely want to encourage you to search YouTube for Regie Collect's Go Collect giveaway. And that video will tell you everything that you need to know to enter the giveaway that I do every single week. All right, so let's go ahead and roll some dice and we'll figure out how many times we're going to have to randomize this list. And we rolled 11. We rolled 11. So we're going to go ahead and randomize this list a total of 11 times and give away this really cool book. And again, stay tuned because I'll be showing you the other book that will be given away this upcoming week. So we're going to randomize this thing a total of 11 times. That is 1. Here is 2. Here is 3. That's 4. 5. 6. We are making our way through this thing. Bear with me, people. We have a tendency. We've been on a roll or a streak with relatively low numbers, and now we get a pretty high one. That was 8 right there. Here is 9. That is 10 right there. And the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway is Hialeah Comics Bro. Hialeah Comics Bro is the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. And you can see here, Matt Woods is in the top 5. Daniel, Chris is here. A couple of other people. Bello, who is in the room right now. You can see the top 10 right there. So shout out to Hialeah Comics Bro. Jorge, I see you on the list. Here's the top 10. And again, we can see our winner. So if you did indeed win, I want to invite you to send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com so that I can bundle up this book and send it out to you. I am doing my best to move away from using the Gmail address. So please make sure emails go to Regie@regiecollects.com. That is the preferred way to get me. So there you go. This book will get bundled up and will get sent off to Hialeah Comics Bro if he is able to send me in the next 7 days his name, government name, mailing address, and I will get this sent out to him in a timely fashion. So scrolling through the comments here. There you go. Hialeah's your town. Let me see. Scrolling through. Let me see if I missed anything. Scrolling. There you go. I haven't seen him in the room in a while, but Chris Bigger, I'm sorry, brother. Jeremy, thank you, brother. Definitely appreciate it. Oh, dig his channel. I think it's somebody else. I thought you were talking about me. Never mind. Scrolling through the comments. All right, cool. There you go. We're breaking all kinds of records. Here. All right. You are very welcome. My friend. I definitely appreciate you. I was watching your live stream the other day up there in Alaska, so I definitely appreciate the kind words. Reggie, who is the last Ronin? Did you get any of the 71 covers? No. I don't read turtles. So what's funny is, and I will show you guys the book for next week. I actually had somebody reach out to me. And a lot of people reach out to me. And, the thing is, when people reach out to me, I say that I always respond, but you might not like my response because sometimes I'm a little feisty, right? So someone reached out to me and they were talking about how the last Ronin was actually sold out. And I was like, so when is this book coming out? They were like, next week. So I'm like, how can a book that is coming out next week actually be sold out? And I'm doing this cold. Like I haven't looked up anything. I'm literally just responding to it. And I might've been walking through the kitchen and just stopped and was reading this message. And going back and forth, and basically the long and short of it is that a news agency had put out some information that basically said that the comic, The Last Ronin, issue number 1 was basically sold out, and that local comic shops would not be getting their full order. And This I think has prompted some people to actually put their copies that they don't have yet on eBay for sale at like $40. And so the back and forth for me was along the lines of, I don't think that the comics are actually sold out at the local comic shop because the comic isn't even out. The comic is probably sold out at the distributor level to the LCS. And it becomes a thing of, why is that the case, right? Is it actually that much in demand, or is it a combination of somebody creating scarcity, right? Creating the perception of increased demand by basically saying, I know that a lot of people want to order it, but I'm only going to print a smaller number so as to create a lot of excitement around a specific book. And if there is excitement, if there's this perception that things are selling out, then people are willing to pay more money, because people will position themselves to take advantage of some of that stuff. And so it's just one of those things that it's always important to dig into the details and to not just take the rumor as fact, and to dig into it and ask yourself questions around, does this make sense? Is there more to it? Is there something that I'm missing? Is there something that I haven't heard yet? Again, if you just take it for the headline, a lot of times you may take away the wrong meaning, because the headline is designed to capture your attention and pull you in so as to give you the full story. The headline isn't necessarily the entire story. So just kind of keep that in mind, scrolling through some of the comments here, there you go. And forced scarcity is honestly a marketing technique. It's a marketing technique that works, right? And it's like, if you think about it, there's a lot of clothing companies out there right now that will have drops. We're only making so many, we're dropping it, and then that's it, right? There is a method to that madness, and it is designed to ensure that inventory doesn't sit on the shelf for long periods of time, that the inventory comes in, the inventory is immediately sold, and revenue is recognized right away. It is a fantastic technique. Derek is asking a question about a Juggernaut. I read issue number 2. I think issue number 1 was better for me of Juggernaut, but I enjoy issue number 2. I'm enjoying it. And I actually spoke about this on the channel before. The new Juggernaut series is a 5-issue series, where each one of the books is a standalone story, but there are threads that run through all 5. And I'm on issue number 2 that just came out this last week, and it was good. It was not as good as issue number 1, but we're getting more insight into who is Kane Marco, what happened to him, and all this good stuff. And I'm honestly enjoying it. I think it's a well done series thus far. It's not like super compelling to read, but it's a good read. It is a good read. So I am enjoying it, and will continue buying it. So scrolling up through the comments here. Last Ronin was allocated at Diamond. All stores orders were reduced by 20%. There you go. Right there. So, and again, it's one of those things that, and this is what I was telling the person. If you are a Turtles fan, my guess is that you already have this on your pull list, right? You probably already, as soon as you heard about it, the Eastman thing, the thing goes back to the 80s, right? As soon as you heard about The Last Ronin, if you were a true Turtles fan, you were probably like, I need that book. You called your LCS. You were like, hey, hold me a copy, right? You're not going to have a problem finding it. If you have a great relationship with your local comic shop and they know that you're a Turtles fan, you're probably not going to have any issues. If you are a speculator, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. We've spoken about that before. You might be challenged. You might be challenged to pick them up, right? But people are excited about this. I won't be buying a copy. I'm going to just be completely honest. I will not be buying a copy of Last Ronin. I'm not a Turtles fan, and I would just be buying it to buy it, and so I'm actually not going to pick the book up. Scrolling up through the comments here. Let me see. The print run was shorter. Yeah, I think there was something. I think I scanned it and it said something about some paper issues or something like that. I don't know. I need to go back and look at it. The second print run for Last Ronin is open to order. There you go. Final order cutoff Monday for issue number 2. There you go. He is, brother. You are a fountain of information tonight. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Milt says forced scarcity is a good technique. There you go. And it's like, I don't want anybody to panic. I don't want anybody to panic. I don't want anybody to miss out on any of this stuff, right? But it's like, it's one of those things that we sometimes have to stop and think before we go to the eBay machine and pay $40 for a comic that is I don't know how much it is. I'm guessing $4 and it's not even out yet. They're selling you not even a real book. You're probably not even able to see photos of the book because the comic isn't even out, right? So it's just, we have to slow ourselves down. We have to pump the brakes. We have to ask ourselves a couple of more questions. Don't rush me. Don't rush me. I am on my pedestal right now. I'm not ready to be interrupted. Let me see. Let me scroll through the comments here. Same thought. Very Gary variant calls. It's his variant. Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about his variant. I think I did see something that he was coming out with one, but I honestly have not dug into to the details of that. So my apologies there. Yeah, Chris, they interrupted me, brother. I was on a roll. Now I'm like thrown off. DB just threw me off my game, man. Anyway, I will show the book though. This is a cool book, I do believe. It is Detective Comics issue number 314. It is an 8.5 off-white to white pages, 12-cent comic. I saw this cover and I was like, I like this book. I'm going to get this book for the giveaway. So this is it right here. Yeah, Batman and Robin on the open ocean fighting a white whale. There you go. So Detective Comics 314. There is no notation here other than the fact that this book is from 1963 and it is an 8.5 and it's a pretty nice copy of this book. So this book, there you go. Let me see. Scrolling down through the comments here. Wow. Jessimated Ralph number 1, that's a 9.0 or above. Turtle Mania is a real thing again. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, I thought it was a cool book. Scrolling through old school says DB. Yoshi says nice one. Yeah, again, it's one of those things. I thought it was a cool book. So I thought, that people would potentially like it. Again, I go shopping with free money every single month and just try to spread the love and try to pick up a couple of books, even though I still have not picked up a Power Rangers book. My sellers don't seem to have Power Rangers, but we will continue to hunt and to try to spread the love across all ages and publishers and all that kind of stuff. As long as it meets the criteria of 150 to 200 bucks, we will continue to spread the love. So, white whale. Well done. Well done. Oh, we just need Royal Flush Gang. There we go. Let me see. All right, cool. So that is basically the rundown. This is the book that is going to be given away this coming week. And again, all you have to do is to watch the videos that come out from the channel over the course of the week, Monday through Friday. And as a reminder, the pre-recorded videos are coming out Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be going live for a new show on Wednesday, Comics Today, and that show will air at 7 p.m. Pacific time. The reminder is going to be going up here momentarily, so I definitely want to encourage you guys, if you can, to swing by and check out the show. We're going to be releasing a podcast on Monday for Patreon members at 7 a.m. Shout out to all those people that signed up to get paid, that wanted to do the podcast only option. So that is available. If you want to just get the podcast, you can sign up for Patreon and get access to the podcast. If you do the higher tiers, you get access to all the stuff, including the private chats on Discord and all that kind of stuff. The blog, there's a blog that is going to be released on Wednesday at 10 a.m. My man Doug B has a really, really awesome blog post that we're going to make live. So check that out. There you go. There you go. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's technically a blue ocean. It's technically a blue ocean. So Well done. Why you boy? Well done. Well done, sir. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit this evening. I hope that you guys enjoyed this show. I just realized as I started the show that all of my intro and outro videos are no longer here. And so I cannot go to my outro. So we're just going to have to wrap the show up by saying thank you guys for hanging out. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can get in touch with me on Instagram at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com. Take care.